We're back in business. Hope you all had a great New Year's Eve celebration. I've got some deep takes to give to you today on the Blockchain Basement about what we might actually see from Trump and the Bitcoin Reserve in 2025, setting up a 6D chess situation. But our altcoins are ripping to the moon right now. Bitcoin's heading back to $100,000, but there's some crazy stuff happening in the real world here. We have Washington, D.C. on lockdown. As of 30 minutes ago, we're going to be taking a look at that story. Crazy attacks going on in New Orleans. And unfortunately, a deep take that the Blockchain Basement had about a year and a half ago looks like it's coming true. This is why you must stay prepared. We have all of this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. Welcome on, welcome all. Isaac,
yes,
up
sir.
on the sticks.
Always.
Feeling good. I mean,
feeling great.
You felt the energy I've had today. It's been a lot of news and a lot of information I've had to go through. Been a little intense.
A lot is an understatement.
Yeah. So we're going to try to rip through everything as fast as we can on the show today, but make sure that you're following us at Druth Crypto on Twitter. Isaac is at Isaac Does Crypto. Let's pull his account up here. Got the new profile picture. Still the ChatGPT background though.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
It's pretty
cool.
Now everyone knows that it's ChatGPT, right?
That's cool. We use AI every single day for
You're building
everything.
out some pretty cool AI stuff for us.
Oh yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm pretty excited for 2025. We're in 2025 now.
Yeah.
So you're under the gun. We're in the year.
Time
we're
crunch.
doing our first black site, Drew. Veteran, we pretty much need to do a black site on everything going on right now. Holy God. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, you guys. I think we crossed 68,000 subs. Let's see if we did. 68,100 subscribers. Shout out to you beautiful people for hitting the subscribe button. Make sure to join and become a member. Support this channel on the ground level. Make sure to take care of your homies here. Keeping the lights on, bringing the alpha to you. And shout out to everyone in the chat. We got Fluffy the Sheep, Sack Nasty 86, Stephen Ross, Blasnik Alden, A New Better Life, Wispy, Veteran Crypto, of course, Josh Dallas, what's up, man? Josh Dallas gave us props that the comments section was cleaned up from all the scammers. So it takes a lot of work to kill off all those scammers in the comments that come after the video. If you are a moderator of this channel, your help is greatly appreciated. After the show is done, scammers come in, they try to shill some ridiculous retarded scam token. Help me keep the comments clean. Corey, what is up, my brother? Sean Beringer, all the wonderful people. Now let's get in. And like I said, I'm going to be telling you a strong potential that I have in my mind that I literally have not heard a single crypto news agency talk about yet. I'm going to be giving you a very, very proprietary piece of information in today's show to make sure you stay tuned. So Bitcoin looking at juicy. We had that trade in. Where do we put it? I put it in at 94.1. I had a long in at 94.1 on Bitcoin. Ended up going really well. I did take profits. I made about $1,000 off of it. If I left it in place, it would have been $2,000. Yeah. But I needed to focus on building a shed. I'm building a generator house / shed. It's like a metal building for my generator. So I just had to focus, had to pay attention to the family. But the longs refusing to acknowledge that Bitcoin was going down into the 80s worked out well for me over the weekend. In my stubborn manner here, we did not break below that 91.5 realm. And honestly, I wasn't going to get too worried about us breaking way below this until we broke 89.5. Hence why I hammered into a long position. That worked out great. And I had a homie, speaking of scammers, one of our members, through another avenue, he clicked a link and they took $29,000 from him.
Jeez.
So he's trading his way back. I'm going to be dropping all my trades in for what I'm doing in the Discord channel of the Blockchain Basement. We have a link in the description if you want to follow those calls as well. I'm doing good though. I'm overall the trading bag's just under 6K. I'm on my way to getting that damn Sequoia. You know, feels good. Feels good. So let's look at all the news. We got some crazy stuff going on. Matthew Highland highlighted the yearly close. The Bitcoin 2024 candle has closed and the 2025 candle has now opened. Now, something very, very awesome to notice on what Matthew Highland is sharing here is you have 3 green impulse years. And it's highlighted here. You have basically the 2015, 2016 timeframe. This is the peak kind of in that 2017 realm. You got a red candle with a bear market pullback right there. 3 green years following that, a red pullback. We've put in 2 green yearly candles, and we're setting up for that 3rd green yearly candle on Bitcoin. Things ebb and flow in waves, I've found on the charts, and really, I am very excited about 2025. But there might be some 6D chess that Trump's going to be playing with this strategic Bitcoin reserve. I think he's going to be doing it. So we're going to get into those thoughts here. But U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs now hold a total of 1,125,000 Bitcoin, nearly 6% of all Bitcoin to ever exist. This is absolutely insane. To highlight that U.S. ETFs now hold up to 6% of all the crypto out there. Absolutely crazy. And this is kind of broken down from HODL 15 Capital here, BlackRock. And it's funny, you see the number of Bitcoin that BlackRock held in the iShares Bitcoin ETF on January 10th of 2024 when it released 228 Bitcoin. Now, BlackRock's iShares holds 551,000 Bitcoin as of the 31st of December, well outsizing the rest of these accounts here. The other ones, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, still up there, still a contender at 205,000. Fidelity, Wise Origin, ARK 21 Shares, Bitwise, Grayscale, Mini Trust, the VanEck, Valkyrie, Invesco, Franklin, Bitcoin ETF, all the rest. Something to note here, Hashdex's very, very small, but it just got started. It's had kind of a weak beginning here, which might be why they've done the index instead.
Yeah.
You know, because the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF specifically really hasn't been adding a bunch of Bitcoin. So they might be trying to lean into that index to bump those numbers up. But $1.3 trillion asset manager Morgan Stanley and the E-Trade reportedly exploring offering crypto trading as well. So we have more major pieces of the U.S. financial system dipping their toes into this, getting ready for 2025. And we also had Garanti, BVBA, signaling a shift as European banks embrace crypto under the MiCA regulations that are now put in place. It'll soon allow customers to trade crypto, leveraging MiCA regulations to expand crypto services. I found this not only bullish, but very, very interesting.
Yeah.
That the MiCA regulations were kind of talked about in a scary manner, right? Like everyone's like, oh, MiCA regulations are coming in. Oh, no. Really?
Ban Tether, all this stuff.
This means that, they have regulatory clarity. And we're going to see more European banks offering crypto custody to their clients. It's very, very interesting. This is a Turkish bank, which is 86% owned by BBVA. Very interesting, highlighting a trend as European institutions increasingly integrate crypto trading, custody, and tokenization. Tokenization is why my biggest holding is Chainlink. And this is why. It's because they always put this third. It's always like this side conversation. If they tokenize existing assets, disgusting amounts of money. All Chainlink needs to do is capture a toenail of what that whole financial setup really is. It's backed by Spanish crypto exchange Bit2Me, the move reflecting a growing institutional interest driven by regulatory clarity, U.S. market trends, and the rising demand for crypto assets. This is driven by U.S. market trends, highlighting, hey, we're going to buy up all the Bitcoin before you just can, right? So they have to open up the regulatory clarity. They have to beat us to the top. I don't think they're going to win, but it's, in this race, the real winners, us.
Of course.
Right?
All the governments, they can do whatever they want, but we're in here.
They're chasing our bags, Isaac.
Yeah, they want our bags.
It's
we're
crazy.
not going to give them our bags. They can fight. They can fight for it, but we're sitting here laughing on piles of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a fun situation to be in. Now, Kobayashi letter highlighted Tesla did miss delivery estimates here a bit. It delivered 495,570 vehicles in quarter 4 of 2024, but well below estimates of 512,000. Honestly, that's not too big of a miss.
Yeah.
They only missed by 20,000, 15,000. The stock is back below $400 on the news for the first time since December 10th. Here, honestly, is probably a buying opportunity for Tesla stock. I'll see how far it goes down, but maybe I will feel inclined to buy Tesla stock. And Tesla is involved with some of the, what I call chaos realm stories of today's show.
Really?
World's getting nuts out there. Thoughts on Arkham? We should look at Arkham at the end of the show.
Probably should.
Breaking the delinquency rate on commercial mortgage-backed securities. 4 offices jumped to a record 11% in December. This is something we've been highlighting for quite some time, so I'm kind of tired about talking about it. But this gives more reason for quantitative easing, cooking the books. And really, the design of it and the question in my mind is it going to be traditional style quantitative easing, or would it be more so something along the lines of the Bank Term Funding Program, BTFP program, that the Treasury opened up to kind of have a third mechanism for printing money for banks only? And you notice banks are getting lower interest rates, but they're not handing that interest rate deal over to the consumer, right?
Nope.
It's all, it's only meant to take care of the banks. They don't care about us here. Shout out to Coins Chick for gifting a membership to Josh Dallas. He's a good one to get that membership to. And shout out to Coins Chick on the charts too. We should probably show up the
all-time high, $226,000, and it only keeps going up.
I know. We should bring it up on the show, right? In the altcoin section. So we got to look at Arkham and we got to look at Coins Chick coin. Yep. Now, moving on here, I got a lot of ground to cover. 42,000 federal employees just got a contract from Joe Biden allowing them to work from home through 2029, assuming all-in costs of $150,000 per employee. This represents $6.3 billion a year. This is being rolled out from Biden on his sweetheart deal for current government employees, trying to lock in contracts that will last until 2029. And a greater question can be asked here, okay? We have Department of Government Efficiency coming in. Oh my gosh, they're going to save America. They're going to cut 80% of federal workers, right? Wrong. There is a contractual obligation that Biden is now setting up for these federal employees. I was talking to TJ about it. They could renegotiate the contracts, potentially. But in the terms of how things usually go, you pretty much have to go insolvent or shut down to be able to kill off those contracts. So that might be a stalemate that we see the Department of Government Efficiency run into in 2025, is the fact that these are contracts for years on end built out for sweetheart deals for these federal employees, and that might lead to a forced default, right? So they can wipe the slate clean and then start afresh. That's just something that came to my mind while I was building the generator house. I was like, wait a minute. They have government contracts that have years on end still to finish out. Are they going to renegotiate, or are they just basically going to call a default and restart the system on some CBDC, collapse it, start it over again on a digital currency? You have to sign up. And you know who the bank's going to be for CBDC, I bet you?
Who?
JP and Morgan.
Interesting.
That's who I think it's going to be.
Now you got my brain spinning in circles.
I know.
It's nuts.
This is big brain shit right here.
Exactly.
Now, Joe Biden also hooking us up with some great stuff. Where's my bookmarks? I have to go into this. This just broke right as I was going live. U.S. President Biden is preparing to issue a decree permanently banning new offshore oil and gas development in some of the United States coastal waters. He's just really leaving us with a whole shit show. As many things as he can on the way out. Shout out to Joe, hardworking dude. And also, speaking of Joe Biden and the U.S. Capitol Police have temporarily locked down Constitution Avenue near the U.S. Capitol after an earlier incident today involving a man driving erratically on the sidewalk. I wonder what is not considered erratic. If you're driving on a sidewalk, right?
I mean, that's kind of concerning.
that's erratic, right? That's erratic in and of itself. Currently, numerous law enforcement officers are on the scene. The U.S. Capitol Police have locked down this Constitutional Avenue near the U.S. Capitol due to a suspicious vehicle incident. The police report that the vehicle was driving erratically on the sidewalk. I can't even not keep a straight face saying that. Prompting them to establish a wide perimeter of investigation and public safety following yesterday's incidents in New Orleans and Las Vegas, which we have all kinds of stuff to talk about on these things. I can't avoid it. I can't avoid talking about it.
Luckily, we are not monetized, so we can't get banned.
So true. You know what? And you know what? You guys can support us. Drop membies, share the stream, hoist us up so I can continue talking my insanity.
Be like Coins Chick. Drop a member.
Yeah. Now, as tensions remain high, officers have taken the man in custody that was driving the vehicle, but the investigation into the vehicle and the incident is still ongoing. This, as I said, just broke right before we went live here. Here's a view of the scene. Not much information broken about it yet. This literally came out right as I was walking downstairs, so we're going to be keeping an eye on this story. And here we have the New Orleans incident yesterday. An absolute tragedy happened in New Orleans yesterday. Ann Kilpatrick, New Orleans elderly female police chief, ran over 2 people in her car in August, though. So the police chief, I was wondering, what the hell is going on? Why is this the police chief? And just for clarification, she's not 82 years old. I think she's about like 60 years old.
She looks 90. She
was just fired from the Oakland Police Department in Oakland, California, for hitting 2 people in her vehicle in August.
Nice.
So, thank goodness that we have her holding down the scene. And it gets better, folks. This is the FBI lead of this situation here. FBI New Orleans' initial statement was that this is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is an improvised explosive device that was found. We're going to have a listen to this and just kind of soak all this in as it's coming out.
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if it's a viable device or not.
So first thing that comes to my mind, and I've seen this confirmed, you're not supposed to have a nose ring in the FBI, first of all.
That's true.
So we go from like a 62-year-old geriatric that ran people over to, what is she, like 20 years old?
Something like that.
Leading these investigations. Like, what the hell's going on? And shout out to everyone that's dropping the membership. Oh, we got Cody.
Crypto Cody. We had the blockchain report. We had Green Day Profits, and we had Crypto Stevo.
Holy cow. This is so cool, you guys. Now, the main thing that I took away from this is her saying, no, this is not a terrorist event, as she spoke words through her nose ring that she's not supposed to have in her nose. But here is a picture of the flag that was on the fucking truck. Okay.
Oh, that looks like ISIS, doesn't it?
It sure does. Right. So there it is. Proof's in the pudding. She comes out immediately saying, no, it's not a terrorist event. And Christopher Wray, literally just before we went live, verified, yes, it's a terrorist event that just happened. Absolutely insane. And now we have a small contingent of Louisiana's National Guard military police are now deployed in the French Quarter. Personally, this viewer saw 2 of them near the crime scene, and the governor of Louisiana has activated and deployed 100 personnel of the National Guard as of yesterday. I did listen to a conversation with the governor of Louisiana. He couldn't verify that this wasn't an ongoing situation with more attacks that they're watching out to happen, right? And it is something that this is a kind of conversation that my wife hates me talking about. And like, honestly, I understand why. We're in a bull market. We're making a bunch of money. Shout out to K-Jam. Feel for the pew-pew, Isaac. Shout out to that.
AR-15 inbound, baby.
Ooh.
Pew, pew, pew.
We might have to speed that up, too, with everything going on, bro.
All right.
Thank you very much for the super chat, K-Jam. You're absolutely awesome. Now, the governor of Louisiana didn't really sound too positive about the fact that this is not an ongoing thing and connected to more national attacks, unfortunately. As we see, the SWAT team raiding a home in the New Orleans terrorist attack suspect, Shamsud Dimjabah. Sounds very American and wholesome. His home in Houston, Texas. Sufficient enough drop in the membership, too. God, you guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. SWAT is using an armored vehicle. Drone footage shows a man exiting the house with his hands up. So assuming this is a colleague of Shamsud, because Shamsud was shot dead after he got out of his vehicle and started shooting at people after running them over.
Oh, nice.
And as it sits right now, 14 people lost their lives yesterday in New Orleans, and 35 people were critically injured. Okay, so this is not a small event. This is not a just a little whoopsie-daisy. This is a massive, premeditated terrorist act. Let's not mince words about what it is here. And, we've had some warnings about this. Here, I don't know if anyone watched this video, honestly. This is way back, but this is me interviewing with Michael Yon, one of the, if not the best war correspondent America's ever had. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
I don't care if Joe Rogan's feelings are hurt. I don't care if I never get invited on a show. It does not matter. I'm a warrior. I'm American. You got to man up, right? Now's the time for men. We're facing men who will chop your head off and kick it down the road like a soccer ball. I'm sorry I talk like a war correspondent because I do a lot of war.
Welcome into
this video was put out quite some time ago. Got some good traction. We got like 2,500 views on it. It was about 10 months ago when we put this out. But then we've seen other calls for warnings about this, especially from Sarah Adams. Okay. And this is her talk with Sean Ryan, Vigilance Elite. If you don't follow Vigilance Elite, you're missing out on really war and macro alpha in a big, big way. Let's have a listen to what she had to say.
How many people, how many fighters do you think we can expect in each attack?
Well, the 1,000 is all of them. So we're calling it's an Al-Qaeda planned attack, but within those 1,000 terrorists, some of them are ISIS because they want ISIS to be blamed. I think the more of the fighter types are going to be ISIS because then if they're caught, then they talk. I'm ISIS. I think more of the suicide bombers are going to be Al-Qaeda.
You think these attacks will happen simultaneously throughout the United States, or will they be one day here, next day here, another one over here next week?
So they want them coordinated. I don't know if coordinated means all at the same time, or if coordinated means we do it Monday, we do it Tuesday, we do it Wednesday, we do it Thursday, we do it Friday, just do 5 straight days. So, but they want it coordinated.
See, so the insane thing, like just now that we've seen what just happened, and honestly, there's more craziness in other states that I got to get to covering, but people looked at her and me and Michael Yon when we were talking about this that long ago, like we were crazy, right? And they don't want to listen to it. They don't want to hear about any internal problems that could be happening. No, ISIS, all that's over there, right in the sandbox. So those civilizations without running water that we kicked doors in for 2.5 decades on and caused the literal longest war in American history, all on the false premise of weapons of mass destruction, right? And with our tax dollars. So now you're going to use my tax dollars for 2.5 decades to kick in doors of an entire set of nations on the false premise of weapons of mass destruction, and then just continue the conflict because, oh, okay, they're right next door, they're neighbors, let's go after them too. Now the problem seems to be at home because you jackasses left the fucking border open for 1.5 decades. So, and I get to pay for that too. This is why I am the way I am, Isaac. Okay?
Driving the truth bomb.
I told my wife I wasn't going to get mad.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay?
Just a little bit.
It's salt in the wound. They're using my tax dollars to fund the war on false premise.
I don't blame you for getting mad. So.
Oh my God. And I hear that I had a bunch of military vets. The dude's from Texas. I know he's from Texas. It's the ideology that is unstoppable. What we did across the seas for 2.5 decades is start an ideology that is unstoppable. Now we've left the borders open for God knows how many more of them to come in. And it's really setting up for an honest shit show. It's really quite an aggravating situation. And another aggravating thing is I have a bunch of veterans coming to me like, you're a civilian, you're only a contractor, you don't have any right to talk about this. I'm listening to official sources say, and you don't know. Did you ever once wonder why they were just sending you to the neighbor nation after you cleared your target nation and it was all in the name of oil and takeover of resources? Under the context that you're going to find some weapon of mass destruction, it's so insane to me. And when I think about, being talked down to by people who were literally the boot of the largest military organization this planet has ever seen that gets spoon-fed and dropped resources when they're out there in the field. If we do have a conflict here in the United States, say a civil war, civil unrest, there is no resupply coming. There is no Black Hawk helicopter coming to drop you a bucket of goods. It's all up to us. So this is why I talked to DZ about it this morning. I'm going to be rolling out 50 ways to become a self-sovereign man in the United States. And you don't have to be, some ultimate warrior dropping out of helicopters to know how to grow food, to know how to take care of your community, and to lead by example. That I just had to go on a little bit of a rant right there because they're literally using my money to do these wars with. And now the problem is here at home. And I'm supposed to stay quiet about it as a civilian? Really?
Exactly.
That's nuts. That's nuts. So here we go. Here is just a shout out. This is Nick reminding me of this video. We played it a while ago, but this is Sheriff of Butler, Ohio from Ohio last year when he went into detailed warning about this coming wave of violence. I don't need to play this whole thing. He is warning about the exact same thing Sarah Adams is, the exact same thing Michael Yon is. It is a widespread problem. And I've had some contacts in the police and the contractor side in Colorado also highlight that they have found many verified terrorists living in Colorado. So, and I don't think we're immune to it here in Georgia.
Definitely not.
I don't think so at all.
I feel like there are some living in Georgia right now. We just don't know about it.
Oh yeah.
Yet.
Oh yeah. Now this, I don't want to show this imagery. This is Sean Ryan just highlighting. He told you it was coming. This is, we got to give credit where credit is due, because Sean Ryan, Sarah Adams, myself, I was, shunned for a long time for talking about these potentials coming in reality in 2025. Now we're here. It's an ugly situation, but we have to talk about it to be in the know. And after this attack happened, what did we see? A massive crowd of Hamas supporters take over downtown Manhattan, New York City, calling for global intifada. 12 hours from the tragedy of New Orleans and Las Vegas, these people are doing this. Have they no shame? The answer is no. This is just the beginning of something very, very big on the way here. So now we have Joe Biden and his comments revealing that the let's just have a listen. Let's have a listen. Let's not me take words out of Uncle Joe's mouth. What is this? Not going to work? Here we go. There we go.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack.
At least he said it with a straight face, exactly what flag was on the vehicle.
Actually said the words correctly.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to give credit where credit is due. I mean, honestly, I despise most things that Biden does, but he did at least admit that it is indeed an ISIS flag on the vehicle, right after we got gaslit by the FBI agent in charge at the time, saying that, no, it's not a terrorist attack. And we also had this in Vegas. A Cybertruck exploded at Trump International Hotel, and that it was reportedly rigged with a detonation system controlled by the driver. According to CNN, the Cybertruck exploded outside Trump Hotel in Vegas earlier this afternoon. It was rigged with a sophisticated detonation system. Authorities were investigating the incident and a potential act of terrorism. Sources reveal that the vehicle is packed with a dangerous combination of explosives, fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, all intricately connected to a detonation mechanism believed to have been controlled by the driver. The explosion causes significant damage to the surrounding area, prompting an immediate response from local and federal agencies. Officials are now working to determine the driver's motive. So they're working on that. They're trying to figure out why. Here's the dude. Las Vegas Cybertruck terrorist Matthew Livelsberger previously served in the same military base as the New Orleans mass killer. Very, very weird connection. Shamsud Din Jabbar. Both men also rented vehicles from Turo the same day, potentially a coincidence. But honestly, are they like, what are the chances of coincidence?
Doesn't look like a coincidence.
It doesn't feel like a coincidence, does it?
No.
In the timing, right? It's
this happened in the same day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not a coincidence.
Yeah, they rented the vehicles the day prior, same day, from the same provider. They served at the same base. The attacks happened at the same time. Makes you question.
You're brainwashed if you think it's a coincidence.
Yeah. Here is Berlin in their chaos, also kicking off at the exact same time. New Year's Eve, the explosions of an illegal ball bomb. This is one of many ball bombs that went off in Germany. In Berlin, rendered apartments in the building uninhabitable. The Morgan Post reported. Now, this is just one of many, many clips. I can't go into the rest of them. There's tons of clips out there. But Germany is probably a few months ahead of the United States, or if not a year, in terms of entering their chaos zone, their kind of civil upheaval. And it is worldwide. It is worldwide. Now we have this MSNBC. Holy cow, Isaac.
I know, right?
You sent me this one.
I did send you that one. That made me happy on the inside.
Well, it's weird to see MSNBC admitting these things, right? Because you don't expect this. Like, is this mainstream media trying to become more reputable? Finally admitting Joe Biden's open border policies devastated America. I want to hear what they had to say.
So, Steve, let's turn to your second chart where you highlight how the border and climate change were major issues in the year that was.
Yes, that's exactly right, of course, Jonathan. The border was not Biden's finest moment, frankly. You can see what happened here. And Trump is not wrong when he talks about how border crossings were quite low. They were running about 74,000 a month when he left office. And they, in fact, did shoot up. Some of it was some things Biden said and some ways that they put a moratorium, for example, on deportations. But, in fact, we did get up here almost to 300,000 a month. But what maybe people don't entirely know is that border crossings have come back down almost to where they were under Trump. They're running at about 100,000 at the moment.
So I like a little bit of slight honesty here. You know, and this is from MSNBC, and it is important to note, move my face so we can see this first original spike, that was indeed under Trump. Okay, so we had a illegal border crossing problem even with Trump in place because we couldn't get the wall completed for a myriad of different reasons. Simple window cleaning. Thank you. You guys are legit great. I appreciate that. I think Slim Cheeses, I apologize if I shilled a slow rug. I knew not what I did. That's why we just look at the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Honestly, like I've looked at projects that eventually rugged. Fuck, it's aggravating. We're in the chaos realm, man. You know, we're in the chaos realm of crypto. That's how I outpace inflation. Now, this is how the New Year's Eve felt. Just learning about all the news. Just, oh man. Oh, great.
Break your nose real quick.
Yeah, break my other side of my nose with all these terrible stories. This, I don't think anyone should do that.
No, I don't think so either.
That looked a little. I'm sorry, Brianna's like. I just
she about threw up all over my desk right here. I was not okay.
Oh, God. I don't think that. Let's see how it ended up. Maybe it turned out good for her. Oh.
Wow, doctor. Qué lindo me quedó la carita.
Clear as day. That's wonderful. Doubt that actually clears the nostrils. Now, I put this news out on Friday, or actually, no, it felt like Friday. It was Tuesday. Yeah. Get ready for a game changer. X is set to launch its payment system, X Money, in 2025. The CEO, Linda Yaccarino, just dropped the bombshell this week. Say goodbye to traditional banking. X Money coming to revolutionize transactions. I am pretty excited about this as a creator on Twitter. You know, maybe that you can monetize Twitter a little bit easier. Right?
Hopefully.
Sometimes I run into our videos get banned because of what I cover on YouTube. So it does get aggravating I can't stop talking about what's actually on my mind. So it's going to be pretty helpful if I can monetize Twitter to keep the lights on more so than YouTube. But who knows? Someone asked what the memberships are for. They're for keeping the lights on. You get access to a Discord server with OG chat, my trades, the moment that I put them in. And really, you know, beyond that, support. Right? Keep the lights on. Help us keep this thing going because we have been, honestly, YouTube's tried to take this channel down like 3 or 4 times. This is from Ash Crypto, highlighting now altcoin section. And what we got? We got Arkham. We were going to look at Arkham. What was the other one?
Coins to coin.
Coins to coin. Okay. Yep. So Ash Crypto market cap will explode in 2025. In the past 2 cycles, the total chart shows a massive money flow inflow. And this is the total crypto chart. Inflows that occurred every 3rd year of the bull run. I'm looking very positive that the total crypto market cap this year will reach at least $7 trillion and hit an all-time high of $10 to $12 trillion. 2025 going to be golden. Stay focused. This is his yearly candles on the total market cap highlighted here. I found this pretty based, you know, because this is pretty much smack dab in the range I was looking for. In a bearish case, if we get a little bit held back in crypto in 2025, I could see 7 trillion being the all-time high market cap. But at the pace things are currently going and the pace things went last cycle without ETFs or nation state FOMO, if we continue to increase at the velocity we had last cycle, we'd be landing at $10 to $12 trillion market cap at large, which is where I can come up with the understanding of where to expect the top 30 to 21 projects to be. And in my opinion, that's going to be $50 to $85 billion market caps, where I can expect the top 20 to 11 projects to be, which is 85 to around 190, maybe 195 billion. And then the top 10 having to breach $200 billion on up to be in the top 10 for crypto projects. This is where we understand, like, does the project we're in have the narrative to make it to the top 10? Are we losing spots? Kind of like Polygon. We're just falling down the chart slowly. We're trying to hold on to what we got. This gives you a better understanding of just knowing the historical velocity of altcoins in comparison to where things are right now. And then we can make good judgments on if it's time to cut projects loose that are underperforming as everything's looking juicy. Now, Aave net deposits hit $33.4 billion, which has already surpassed levels seen during the 2021 bull market peak. This is a huge signal for DeFi. DeFi is coming back in a disgusting huge manner. Disgusting, I mean money-making. Let's go over to CoinMarketCap and see where things are going. Aerodrome pre-populates. Man, we're already at $1.50 again. Okay.
Jeez.
So that $1.30 spot on, right? $1.30 is a new kind of double bottom moment for Aerodrome. We are already cooking back up from that. I did buy a little bit of Aerodrome at $1.30 because I said I was going to. But we're already pretty well up from that. I mean, what are we at? 13% on the day? That's pretty nice looking right there. I'd still feel comfortable adding Aerodrome under like $1.30 to $1.50. I'd still feel comfortable. Now, let's look at who's the biggest gainer. It's probably that damn fart coin still. $1.32, $1.3 billion market cap, keeps ripping to the upside, 43% on the day. Absolutely crazy. Dexy, this is kind of interesting, with a $1.1 billion market cap, up 30% today. Virtuals Protocol, AI agent narrative, moving like crazy, up 16% again. Brett, long time no see, Brett.
All right.
Let's check in on this chart. This is the biggest meme on base. If not it's one of the biggest memes. Honestly, this one's going to cook. This is a meme coin chart that looks like a DeFi protocol on the chart. I mean, that is crazy. It's got a pretty obvious lower trend line that's holding there pretty perfectly. Nice looking Brett. Now let's go here. Let's do more big winners here. There's a lot of big winners. Oh, this is the... Where did I just land?
I don't know.
I think it took me to my portfolio or something like that. All right, let's go here. BitTensor up. It's about 13% up on the day. It's still hanging around this $500 mark. Aerodrome is one of the top gainers. That's cool. ENA right there behind Aerodrome. Dog with Hat, Core, Render, Radium. A lot of Solana love. Seen a lot of Solana love. Radium at 545. Pudgy Penguins. It's good looking. Now, is there any good projects that are still on sale? Let's check it out here.
Hyperliquid,
you feel like?
Yeah.
You like this one?
I do like it. I think it's pretty interesting.
It came out of the gate swinging pretty hard.
It came out of nowhere too. So, and it looks very healthy chart. Health on the shelf.
Maybe. I mean, I've seen
a little bit. Looks
it's. I want to call this health on a shelf, but it pulling back while everything. Maybe it's just calming down from the massive pump it had.
Yeah.
It went from like $3 to $23.
Nuts.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it actually finds support more in like the 17 spot here, this original pump moment. But Hyperliquid, we're gonna have to keep an eye out on this one. Really, there's not many dips on good projects right now. Kind of aggravating, actually. This is the backwards thinking in my mind where I'm like pissed off things are pumping. Let's hear just slight winners. Toncoin, where's Toncoin? God, $5.60. Whew. Tezos, don't touch Tezos. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that are bag holders of Tezos, just like EOS. They're going to be shilling it hard into this next cycle. I think it's a dead product. You have some transactions going on, but really, there's many things that are pumping way better than Tezos. So let's get into all these. We covered Aave. Moonwell has now moved to the number 2 most active DeFi lending protocols globally. Very, very interesting to see. Up 22% in the last week. Moonwell behind Morpho. So the size, in terms of size, you have Aerodrome, you have Morpho Labs, and then you have Moonwell, right? So, and these are all within my personal portfolio here. Let's go to it. Let's check it out. See how things are doing. Because I know Morpho, it was acting crazy. I think we're taking a little bit of a haircut. It's at $3.30 now. It's only up 2% on the day. Alien Base has been the worst buy. I might double down on my Alien Base entry point because, God, this thing is just bleeding like crazy. But they have a crazy community. I might want to make my average entry on Alien Base a little bit better. Morpho, this thing is honestly going to be heading into $4.5 in short term. This one is calming down after exploding. While everything else was dipping, and there was, people calling the Bitcoin like head and shoulders thing and the worries of, cataclysm, we reset the price down to 70K. Morpho didn't give a damn about any of those conversations. As you can see, it was stuck in this range. Bitcoin starts going down. Morpho just screams to the upside. So we hit an all-time high recently. I think it was actually around like $3.70, $3.80.
Jeez.
But Morpho is already at a $538 million market cap. So Morpho, I'm wanting some calm in the waters, and I'm actually paying attention to see if the 320 mark, the $3 mark is its new top end. If it just tries out the top end of this previous channel here at 3, I'm feeling like my next area of interest for adding to my Morpho bags will be in that $3 to $3.30 range. But going back to Moonwell, I want to see where Moonwell is. Let's see here. My mind's going a million miles an hour. Moonwell's up 17% on the day. Another one of the biggest gainer in my portfolio is Akash Network, this AI play. IO.net, distributed GPU play on Solana, right behind it, up 19%. But Moonwell up 19% as well. This is making me feel well. Where is this base? Looks like 5 cents is just rock solid. Look at how it stopped hard right there at 5 cents. I feel good about that back up the truck call all that time ago, because I was doing it at a kind of a risky moment right here. I was like, 5 cents is it. I did it there only because this original pump 2 moment and this previous all-time high here. I don't know if you can see that right there. 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. Here we go. 5 cents again. Moonwell looking pretty good. And actually anything within like the 5 to 7 cent range, I feel good about it. I feel like DeFi on base is going to go nuts. While we're on CoinMarketCap, let's go check out Arkham. Arkham is an intelligence tool for cryptocurrency where you can track wallets very easily. Use case, you can pay in Arkham, utilize a service. I feel like that's a pretty good utility for it. Let's see here. Gosh, it's got a lot of pain over the last month, though. It's still down 32%. Holy good googly moogly. Now, at large, this could be viewed as more of a just higher lows that it's developing, and this could have been like that last great sell-off on altcoins we just experienced before we head into January, because I feel like the closer we get to January 20th, where Trump gets inaugurated, and we actually can verify Trump is in office, we're going to see some really great things happening for crypto. I think until then, people are going to be a little bit gun-shy. If nothing breaks between now and January 20th, we're literally looking at the gigabottom for altcoins. Until, of course, the next bear market comes when they all fall by 80 to 90%, right?
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah. So make sure you take profits, right? If that's the moral of that story. But
I should look at Dog Token. I want to see if it's still at all-time lows.
It just my final thoughts on Arkham.
Yeah.
I kind of want to buy some now that it's fallen 32%. I kind of want to buy some now. I've seen this. This is a 32% fall. A reset back into kind of this accumulation zone here. I don't feel bad buying this. But if I'm approaching this, I'm going to do like 1% of my portfolio.
Yeah. Is it, what's it on?
This is on Ethereum. I think it's, it's on Ethereum. So, but it's got a very interesting use case. I really kind of like it. So, now we got to check out some other projects here. Plume Network. Veteran Crypto brought this one up as well as Jeff from the Blockchain Report. I remember Jeff was talking about this like on Monday or Friday last week. Plume Network is partnered up with Ondo Finance to expand the RWA5 system, integrating Ondo's USDY, the BIDL program. Plume will offer users access to a stable yield-generating asset-backed U.S. Treasury. Plume mainnet is expected to launch Q1 of 2025. So this is a new project that's releasing into probably one of the most bullish markets we've ever seen, and I have to get a bag. I'm going to buy a bag of Plume. Like, Ondo is now my 6th biggest project that I hold. It overtook Aerodrome.
Yeah.
Been pretty nuts. Speaking of base, this is crazy. Representative Mike Collins just bought another $15,000 of Skimask Dog. Manawak, you just brought it up. I already had the story primed and ready for you, brother. Let's go to Skimask Dog. Let's see how Ski is doing. Let's see here. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. So it's Skimask Dog. It's on base. It's crazy that Mike Collins is stacking he's a representative buying a project that's got a $200 million market cap called Skimask Dog.
Guy's based.
Let's go to the Twitter. Let's see how active the Twitter is. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Oh, I love it already. I'm gonna put my entire portfolio on Skimask Dog now.
When I first found Skimask Dog, just the image of a dog in a ski mask. This is 2025. a real dog on base. So it's got 21,000 followers, not too many, honestly. Kind of flies under the radar. And now we have Michael Collins buying it. So what are we looking at from a TA standpoint on this thing? On the day, it's up 4%. Not too much. On the week, up %. That's health on a shelf. This is health. These are higher lows for a meme coin over the month. I love seeing it. This, even though it's pumped like this, this is accumulation. This is accumulation. This is a spring pattern, as I feel like I like to call them. I think I need to buy some. Because I remember I was seeing it when it was doing this gigantic move, and I was waiting for some calm in the storm.
Yeah.
Because I love the meme. Skimask Dog, incredible. Now it's looking like it's actually a pretty reasonable buy point. Higher lows all the way through. Looking beautiful. Maybe Mike Collins has some inside info that we don't know about, but fading these buys seems to be going pretty well. Shout out to Manawak. I know he's in on that one. AIXBT is a very, very interesting AI agent project that I've seen. Now, on the let's go to Dex Screener. We have to go to Dex Screener anyways for Coin. Pre-populated Costco hot dog, of course.
How is that hot dog doing?
We may as well check.
No, we have to.
We may as well check. Yes, I'm a human.
They're
Let's
not.
go in here. So $1.2 million market cap on Costco hot dog. Let's see if it's fully dead or if it's dying. This would be a great lesson. It looks dead. Okay, so Costco hot dog, dead. Very sad.
Worth a shot.
Let's see here. AIXBT by Virtuals. This is a project that is one of the best news and crypto data aggregators that I have utilized. And just the utility of having a virtual agent finding information as it happens on the blockchain and then share that in a news format for me to utilize immediately. I really, really think that the use case of AI agents is being under talked about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac, you're building out some AI agents for us.
Oh, yeah.
What is your experience? Like, is it easy for the average person to be like, I'm going to make my own AI agent? Or is it kind of like you have to be in it and really know what you're doing?
You have to know what you're doing because AIXBT has program bots with like Python script and like JavaScript. They have used multiple different databases, many different coding platforms, and they have here. I'm gonna keep talking about this, but I'm gonna try to pull it up on my phone. You're not gonna be able to copy this because it's
you're bringing up the whole script.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the whole script.
Well, you've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a couple days now, and
that's a long time. I feel like you've been working on it for a few weeks,
and I only have one, not even tested, done. Okay, so we're just gonna pull this up here. Just gonna go through lines and lines of code, and that is for one bot that I'm not sure if it even works yet.
Well,
so it's gonna be fun though. AI is what's gonna be one of the biggest things at 2025. So you just gotta watch out for it.
If you get that thing to work, like our data aggregation for the blockchain basement is gonna go nuts. Like we're gonna
insane.
Like we feel like we don't miss a thing right now. When we have that put together, watch out, man. I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat it. So AIXBT is one of the best information aggregators I like to utilize. This is the chart. Sure, it's got a crypto token, and honestly, it's got a little bit of a pullback. I almost feel like inclined to buy some just because of how useful the Twitter has been for me news-wise. And if I'm looking at this, like it's got 129,000 holders. Top traders, you go here, not a bunch of dev cells. And this needs to be locked for me to feel a little bit more comfortable, but I see less hardcore rugs on base than I do on Solana. And it's at a $527 million market cap already. So since we've been following, we were following this thing at 100 mil. When I first brought it up, it was literally back here. This thing has 5x since that time frame, and I just got to give it a shout out. It's a very useful data aggregator that I like utilizing. So there's a lot to cover there. Coin.
Yes.
We got to give this a shout out because it finally broke with conviction above the $200,000 market cap. It's at a $220,000 market cap and has not rugged. So look at that. Just a series of higher lows. I do think that she's locked up a bunch of tokens for quite some time. So
for a year.
For a year?
A little longer than a year, yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's now that you've waited around, the title of this video is somewhat along the lines of, what's the title of this video?
The title of this video, and I'm going to read it out loud for you all. Emergency! Trump Bitcoin Reserve fake out. National Guard activated. Washington, D.C. on lockdown.
So the Trump Bitcoin Reserve fake out. This is a thought that's been brewing in my mind for a few. And, you know, obviously we have Cynthia Loomis moving forward and trying to put the bill, the S4912, the Bitcoin Reserve Act, into place here in the United States. Have to keep in mind, it takes time to make anything of that scale actually happen. And when I think about how governments operate, and obviously there is no, fresh chickens. When Cynthia Loomis talks about Bitcoin, she knows about the cycles. She knows the up and down action of it. She knows the national FOMO, the nation state FOMO that's going to happen when the United States even starts talking about adding a Bitcoin reserve, right? But to actually make that happen, going to take a little bit of time. Here's what I think actually might happen. I think that the conversation will come out of the United States that, yes, we're going to work towards a Bitcoin reserve, but they're not going to actively buy Bitcoin in the year 2025. Instead, what I feel is more likely to happen is Trump will announce that the current Bitcoin, the 200,000 Bitcoin that we have already within the U.S. government, is going to be hodled, and that they are going to begin buying in a year or two. The year that they start buying, in my opinion, is actually going to be 2026 or 2027. Trump is going to let the nation state FOMO just explode. We're going to hit up to the $200,000, $250,000 level, then pull back just like we've seen in previous bull markets, but with a more kind of muted pullback because we have Wall Street involved, more so around a 50% pullback. Could be $100,000, could be $120,000, the new floor established in 2026 and 2027. And that's when you see the United States Treasury hammer into Bitcoin reserves, buying up the floor, and then all hell breaks loose. We likely will never see these prices of Bitcoin again as we head into the 2030 timeframe. We have all of the bullish conversation happening right now, but the actions of actually buying Bitcoin by the United States government likely will not happen until 26, until 2027, when they're buying up the blood. I just feel like they're going to pull some 60 chests.
Probably.
That's just how I feel like. You know what I mean? And we're in a time frame right now where we can accumulate Bitcoin at these levels. It is $96,800 as I speak right now. And guess what we can do? We can buy this raw Bitcoin off of exchanges, and we can take it and put it to cold storage. Cold dead hands will hold on to this crypto. Make sure to take advantage of our discount. Base 10, capital B, ASE 10. At the link in our description, pick yourself up one of these cold storage wallets. Get your Bitcoin off exchanges. As we move into the time frame of 2030, into 2040, thinking back to where we are right now, we're all going to wish that we bought more. Regardless, I have 99% of my value in crypto, and I still feel underexposed. And 10, 20 years from now, when we're thinking about how literally the average retail can't even get access to Bitcoin anymore, and seeing the absolute insane status of people that self-custodied their own crypto and held it into a situation where we have a collapse up, where fiat currencies go to zero, and we see a hyper Bitcoinization event take hold across the world, because that's what's going to happen. Sure, we can ride fiat for a few years, but eventually all roads lead to Rome, and Rome in this situation is Bitcoin taking over the financial system. It is only going to take a few decades to see this actually come true. So if we self-custody Bitcoin now, we stay based, we add as many of these sats as we possibly can into our own storage systems, this is going to create legends. I emphasize this. I know many people are looking just over the next year, which me, myself, I have a short-term trading thesis, but also a longer-term trading thesis. This is how I'm setting my children up for financial prosperity when I'm dead, and their children's children are here. This is how we do it, by building legacy wealth. So what happens when it's only Saylor and BlackRock that own Bitcoin? I doubt that's going to happen. I think we're going to see nation states, especially like El Salvador is kind of the smaller nation that's setting the pace for a lot of growing nations, second and third world, and even, countries that want to compete with the United States like Russia and China. They're going to see that we intend to buy Bitcoin, and they themselves are going to continue buying even more. We already have a large amount of nation states holding Bitcoin and buying it actively. But once they see the conversation come to the table, that is going to quicken the process and honestly set a stage for the biggest bull market of the century. I think that we're sitting here looking at generational buying opportunity, even with Bitcoin being at $90,000, $96,000. And I really think it's all happening before our eyes. Now, where this all goes and how high we go this cycle, I feel like $200,000 to $240,000 is a pretty based expectation. But we could see some cataclysmic event that rug pulls the market that kind of weakens the upside of it. But if things continue to go as normal, and keep in mind, last bull market, we performed all the way up to top of my expectations for price at 69K. Right at the top of the fib extension. That was with a blue economic shutdown. That was with Summer of Love, with all the civil unrest conversations, with all this chaos. And yes, now we have the bird flu, and yes, we have all these other things going on, but now we have ETFs and nation state FOMO. This is the time to stay based and add to our positions for the long term. Don't let the short-term worries and the calls for macro head and shoulder things to shake you out, to make you stick your hand in the cookie jar, take it out, and then you put your hand back in and you get bit, right? Going in and out of positions without conviction is how people lose money in a big, big way in cryptocurrency because of the volatility of the market. So with that being said, I love and appreciate all of you. This is the new year, 2025, probably going to be the best financial year. If I feel it already, it is going to be the best financial year of my life, and many others that are focused in on the markets right now, that are washing away the FUD, that aren't worrying about Tether, one of the friends of the U.S. government, going insolvent. Tether buys U.S. treasuries in a very big way. They're one of the biggest holders of U.S. treasuries. The future financial system is being laid out before us in a way that really I could only have dreamed of. And this is setting up generational wealth changing opportunities. So stay based this year, you guys. Make sure to take your profits, and I'll be seeing you at the top. Take care.